So you're thinking about moving to Ann Arbor, Michigan. Well, don't make a move until you watch this whole entire video.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're approaching Detroit Metropolitan Airport.
So over the years since starting this YouTube channel, my team and I have helped hundreds of people move here to Michigan, specifically to Ann Arbor. And during our Zoom calls, you guys asked some of the best questions. And these are questions about moving here to Michigan. What's the weather like? What are the schools like? And specifically Ann Arbor always comes up, in these topics. So we want to talk about Ann Arbor. What are the most common questions you guys have asked about moving to Ann Arbor, Michigan? So we're diving into that today. I've compiled the list of the most common questions that we've gotten from Zoom calls. And if other people are asking those repeatedly, then I'm sure you have those questions as well. So we're going to answer those for you today. So let's dive into it. All right. So question number one is, what is the cost of living like in Ann Arbor, Michigan? All right, so I've done separate videos on these. I've done the cost of living 2022, 2023, and we're going to do one for 2024. Every year we'll come out with a new one. So I'm going to touch on some of the key points here. When we look at the average across the national, Ann Arbor ranks about 4% more expensive than the national average. Now, when we look at certain categories like housing, utilities, transportation, and groceries, Ann Arbor stacks up a little bit more expensive in some of the categories. And housing is definitely one of those categories. It's about 16% more expensive than the national average. If you're going to buy a single family home here in Ann Arbor, you could expect to pay right around $544,000 for a single family home. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, of course, you can find a little bit cheaper than that or a little bit more expensive, depending on what you're going for. A lot of factors in your housing, whether it's location, school district, do you want a new build? Do you want an older home? All these questions we'll sort out when we meet each other on Zoom. Now, when it comes to groceries here in Ann Arbor, it's about 9% more expensive than the national average. And when it comes to transportation and utilities, Ann Arbor is about 6% less expensive than the national average. So you're saving a little bit of money on transportation, utilities, but you're paying for more in your housing and your groceries. Question number two we get all the time is, what are the best neighborhoods in Ann Arbor? Now, I could talk about neighborhoods forever. Ann Arbor has some of the best neighborhoods around, but this is a very subjective question. So my answer to you guys when asked is always the same. It really depends on what lifestyle you're going for. So if you're looking for walkability, bikeability, you want to be close to downtown, you want to be close to all the amenities for shopping, restaurants, if you want to be close to campus, all of that's going to require a certain sacrifice for location versus potential lifestyle or the house that you're looking for. If you want to be in a subdivision with other large homes, you want a large lot, living in the city of Ann Arbor might not be the best lifestyle for you or the best option. But if you do want to have walkability and bikeability and close to everything downtown, then some of the neighborhoods that you can consider are Burns Park. You also have Kerrytown, you got Old West Side, Water Hill. These are all great options for living close to downtown if you want walkability. And then some other great neighborhoods, if you're looking for a little bit of a bigger lot, you have Arbor Hills, and then you have some subdivisions on the outskirts of Ann Arbor as well. Barton Hills is also a great one if you're looking for a golf course community. Barton Hills is a private country club just on the north side of Ann Arbor. So again, depending on your lifestyle and what you're going for, we'll be able to point you in the right direction. All right, so question number three is, how is the job market in Ann Arbor? Truth be told, I don't think Ann Arbor has ever really had a bad job market. Even back to like 07, 08, 09, when things were crazy in the economy, I think Ann Arbor was doing just fine. And that's a real big testament to the type of industries that employ a large number of people here in Ann Arbor. You got industries like the healthcare industry, you got the automotive, you got technology, you got education, and these industries are good paying jobs. There's a lot of high paying jobs. There's a lot of just solid, good paying jobs over 6 figures. So you got doctors, you got lawyers, you got executives, you got engineers, software, hardware, and the automotive industry and healthcare for that matter have tons of research going on as well. So you got researchers and professors and teachers, in the public school system that are making a really good living. And because of that, the job market here is pretty solid. Everyone likes to kind of look at this as the little bubble of Ann Arbor. Whatever the national unemployment rate is, you can always expect to see Ann Arbor slightly or maybe even half of what the unemployment rate is in the national economy. All right, question number 4 is, what is the weather like there in Ann Arbor? Now, I absolutely love this question when I get this from people that are moving from like California or Florida or Texas, because they've never seen snow before. And you might be in that same camp right now asking, like, is the winter really going to be that bad? Is it going to be absolutely unbearable? I'm so terrified. I've had, a couple of people who moved here where the husband used to live in the Midwest. He was actually from Indiana, and his wife lived in California their whole entire life. So she's never in Southern California, for that matter. So she's never seen snow. She's never been outside of a climate that isn't beautiful, isn't sunny, and just, was terrified of the winters here in Michigan. And, they came and visited during the fall. They came and visited during the winter. And she reported back to me and said, you know what? It's not that bad. I actually kind of like it. It's a little bit ugly when the snow starts turning a little bit brown and grayish. Just watch out for yellow snow, because that's bad.
Don't eat yellow snow.
But, she reported back and she was like, hey, it's really not that bad. As long as you have a good winter coat, some good boots, some good gloves, and you're not staying outside for way too long, then you're absolutely fine. You get in your car, it's warm, you hop out, walk through some snow, get into a building, you're absolutely fine. Now, driving in the snow, that's a completely different experience. So just make sure you're braking a little bit early. You're keeping an eye on where black ice is and keeping your distance, on the highway. That's how pileups start. So just driving in the snow for the first time can be a little bit intimidating, but I hear it's no different than when it rains in California and the highways are absolutely slick as ice. So kind of the same thing. You just got snow versus all that gas and liquid on the highway that's causing it to be slippery. The memories of being cold from your house to your car and brushing off your car in the snow, like, you'll get by that. It's the memories of getting outside, enjoying some of the activities, whether it's ice skating, snowmobiling, going to some of the mountains and snowboarding, skiing, and just really enjoying all that, the 4 seasons have to offer here in Michigan. You talked a lot about winter, but summer is beautiful. Whether you're in the summer and you're looking to just get outside, hike, bike, enjoy some of the streams, Huron River runs right through Ann Arbor, so you got that to enjoy. You can do canoeing, kayaking, but you also have other places to enjoy in Michigan. If you're on the lake, we have plenty of lakes here in Michigan. That's one of the beautiful things about, the summers here is lake life. You can head over to the Great Lakes, Lake Michigan, head up to Traverse City. Those are all great spots. Or you can hit some inland lakes. And if you have friends that live on a lake, just make sure you invite yourself over, because they love when you do that. Question number 5 is, how are the schools? This is a question we get a lot. We talk about the schools, and most of the time, a lot of parents like yourselves are really doing a lot of the homework, and you already know the answer to it. The schools are top rated here in Ann Arbor. So if you don't know that, they are top rated. They're rated A+ by niche.com and greatschools.org. These are some great resources you can go check out. But most parents come prepared, and the question comes up more so to just confirm, what they've read. Hey, we've read the schools are top rated. Is that really true? Is there anything else I need to know about? And one of the questions I always love asking, when we speak is there any questions I should have asked that I haven't already? And that's kind of a question like it, are the schools really as good as they say they are? Am I asking the right questions, or should I ask a different way? Legally, as a real estate agent, I can't say whether schools are good or bad. They are rated on schools.org, greatschools.org, and niche.com. And I can tell you that, people from all over the U.S., when they're relocating to Michigan or the Midwest, Ann Arbor always comes up on the school rankings. If the schools are important to you, then Ann Arbor is definitely the district to be in. Now, there's other great school systems around the Ann Arbor area. You got places like Brighton, Northville, Plymouth, Canton, Saline, Dexter, all rated very highly on greatschools.org and niche.com. So you do have some alternatives, and Ann Arbor is an open enrollment. So if you want to live in, cities like Ypsilanti or just on the outskirts, you can still send your kids to Ann Arbor schools. There is a wait list. You just need to make sure you register and understand the wait time and process. Grades are going to, vary, whether it's first grade to 8th grade or 12th grade. There could be a longer wait list for some of those grades than others. So just check those out in advance before you do look at the open enrollment, side of this and move to a different city expecting to send your kids to Ann Arbor schools. I don't want to steer you wrong there, but it's all things that we talk about on our Zoom call. Question number 6 is, what are some of the common activities that people love to do in Ann Arbor? So I'm sure a lot of these activities are very common where you live as well, but some unique things to Ann Arbor, having a university in your backyard in Ann Arbor, the University of Michigan, that gives you access to sporting events like football games, hockey games, basketball games, baseball games, field hockey games, soccer games. Those exist all year round. So if you're looking for, those type of sporting events, University of Michigan sports is a great one to attend. Those are really fun. And if you're looking to get on the water in the summer months, you do have the Huron River that runs right through downtown Ann Arbor, and you can go enjoy a nice kayaking ride, canoeing, or do a raft off with friends and just kind of cruise down the Huron River and make a nice day of it. Some other events, we have 162 parks here in Ann Arbor and 15 facilities, whether they're indoor pools, you got ice rinks, you got plenty of stuff to do. So, taking the kids to one of the outdoor parks or indoor facilities, there is no shortage of events and things going on in all of those. And if you're looking for concerts and performing arts, there's plenty of that here in Ann Arbor as well. And question number 7, are there any unique or local festivals that take place in Ann Arbor? The answer is definitely yes. And the first one I'm going to cover is not so unique as a festival, but some of the pieces you're going to find there are definitely unique. Now, Ann Arbor is home to one of the largest art fairs. It's the largest art fair in the United States. People come from all over the world to see these exhibitors, or exhibitors themselves are coming from all over the world to showcase their art pieces, and people absolutely love it. We take our girls down there every single year to walk around, expose them to a little bit more culture, than they're used to in our household, because I'm not artistic. I couldn't paint or sing or play a musical instrument if my life depended on it, but I can sell real estate. So I need to get them exposed to, other things outside of just business and hanging out with their friends. And so we take them to the art fair, see all the art and meet some really cool people and just kind of enjoy that. Now, this other festival is pretty unique within itself. I don't know really any other states, any other cities that are doing something similar to this. If you do know of something, drop that in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. But Ann Arbor is home to what's called Hash Bash. Now, you can probably guess what Hash Bash is just from the name, but if you're still guessing, it's the largest marijuana festival here in Ann Arbor, and it takes place every single year in April. Now, this dates back to the 70s when a lot of the hippies were roaming around, and this was all a big movement and things were happening, and it was just one of those things that stuck. Now, every single year, Ann Arbor has what's called Hash Bash, where it's a very organized and very calm movement that everybody just goes and smokes and has fun. There's music, there's festival things going on. I've never been, but I heard it's an awesome time for those who like that type of thing. So if you're looking for that, it's right here in Ann Arbor. It's pretty unique, so go check it out. All right, so that about wraps it up. Those are the 7 questions that we get commonly over and over and over again on our Zoom calls, but don't get me wrong, we absolutely love it. I want you to keep asking those questions. Ask those in the comments below. I answer all those personally. And after you got all the answers today, if you're still considering making a move here to Ann Arbor, definitely give us a call. All my contact information is in the description below. Like I said, my team and I have helped hundreds of people make a move here to Michigan, specifically Ann Arbor, and we want to help you make better decisions when doing so. So go ahead and reach out to us, and don't forget to subscribe and tap that bell so you're the first to learn about the current market right here in Ann Arbor, and every time we drop a new video just like this. Until next time, guys, if you're still looking for more videos on Ann Arbor, we got tons of them here. I've made cost of living videos, neighborhood tours, the best of Ann Arbor. All those are on the channel, so go binge on them. And if you do have questions, always feel free to reach out, drop it in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.